Hey guys, it's Nicole, and today I have November's video for the monthly celebration series that I am doing with Grace Tolman here on YouTube. This is a collab that we have been doing all year long, and we have one more month left in the series, so be on the lookout for that next month. For this month, I'm going very sort of on theme, and I am scrapbooking some Thanksgiving photos. And because I knew that I wanted to include as many photos as possible, I went ahead and just pulled out a kit from Scrapbook Generation, and I like being able to take their kits and add more photos. I don't remember how many photos originally were on this layout, but I ended up cramming at least another 6 or 7 on here, mostly just breaking my photos down into smaller photos. And then in an instance, the photo here on the bottom of the kids playing in the street, I actually took it was depicted as two 3x4 photos on the sketch, and I went ahead and did a 4x6 because there was no way I was going to be able to crop that photo without sort of leaving a kid behind. So that is something that I like to do with these kits, is I will try to make the photos that I have work with them in whichever way possible. One of the 3x4 squares, which this one right here, I actually did 2 3x2 photos so that I could get some landscape photos in here and an additional photo, so I just make them work for me. And these particular photos are from 2015, and originally I figured I would just talk about the layout, but then I kind of didn't want to gloss over this particular Thanksgiving and sort of why I had put off scrapbooking it for a while. Up until 2015, every single Thanksgiving that I have ever had was always at my grandparents' house. And 2015 was the first year that, out of the blue, they just decided that they weren't going to do it anymore, and everybody was kind of on their own. And I remember leading up to Thanksgiving and the whole having to figure out how to make our own turkey and dealing with all that, I just tried to keep myself busy and not necessarily focused on sort of the tradition that I had gotten accustomed to was changing, and we were having to sort of make our own traditions, which is completely fine. Times change, different things, different family dynamics happen and whatnot, and I just didn't necessarily want to not explain that or gloss over that or anything. And so yeah, these were the photos from, I guess, our first Thanksgiving, that we were cooking and that we were hosting, and it ended up being a really good Thanksgiving. We had some friends over, so the kids had somebody to play with, and we just had a pretty good day all around. And the sketch that I'm using, or not the sketch, but the kit is what is a current kit, and I believe it is still in stock in their store. But when I assemble these kits, I tend to stay very close to the sample layout. But like I had said before, I will change up either the number of photos or maybe photo orientation or things like that. And this one, I want to say maybe half of the 3x4 cards that have the different elements and stuff, I ended up switching them out for ones that I preferred a little bit better. The layout was mostly geared towards like a generic fall emphasis. Nothing necessarily said Thanksgiving or surrounding like a meal. So I just kind of decided I wasn't going to force myself to use the 3x4 cards that I did not care for, and I just went through the ones that were not used on the layout or maybe the backside and figured out which ones that I would normally have picked if I was just pulling paper on my own or following a regular sketch. And sometimes I will add a title or something like that to these kits, but this one, honestly, I did not have any room. By the time I had added extra photos and whatnot, it was pretty tight. I left that pumpkin 3x4 card up on the top open so that I can come back later with my journaling strips and just kind of add them there, so I wasn't sort of filling up every single spot. I wanted to make sure that I did leave some room for journaling, and mostly just enough to explain that, this was our first Thanksgiving, hosting and cooking, and of course cleaning up and having a house full of people and whatnot. And so this will be our third year of having Thanksgiving here. So because I had deviated from their sample, a lot of the elements that they had included in the instructions, as far as like the paper that you would be fussy cutting and sort of turning into embellishments, I was not able to do that because I had used those cards already. So I just went through my sticker sheets and I grabbed these stickers from Simple Stories. It's a super old collection. I want to say it's called Fall Harvest, but I'm not 100% positive. And I just went through and found some phrase stickers and stuff that the colors would work. The Simple Stories collection had a lot of reds and greens and blues mixed in, and these papers from ColieBing that Scrapbook Generation had used in their kit did not have any of those colors. So I just tried to make sure that anything I was pulling was going to go ahead and kind of coordinate with the ColieBing line. And typically you can kind of mix and match manufacturers with, pretty easy. So at this point I kind of stopped following the sample photo and just started embellishing where I wanted to add phrase stickers. I pulled a couple little acorn stickers, and then instead of enamel dots or sequins, I am on this Nouveau drop kick, especially these clear ones, which are called Morning Dew. I just like how after they've dried, they're completely clear, but they're still raised like an enamel dot. Like, I think if you tried to do this with glossy accents, it would sort of pool and flatten out. And I don't know, they just look fun when they dry. And so once they dried, I came back and I trimmed my journaling strips, and I went ahead and inked them in just some brown distress ink, the same one that I had used on all the papers. And like I said, this is the card that I made sure that I left enough room for to come back and put my journaling on. And that was pretty much it for my layout. So I will catch you guys next month for the monthly celebrations video, and again, with it being December, it will be our final month in the series, and we have some fun stuff planned. So I'll catch you guys next time.